This is Jordan in Israel, day 7 or 8. We have come all the way down to the south of Israel, down to the Dead Sea. It's really beautiful. Some people think it isn't, but it's a light blue, crystal clear. You can see the hotels behind me here. As we scan around, you can see the Dead Sea. There's some of our group right there in the water having fun. You can float in the water because it's got a lot of heavy concentration of minerals that don't empty out anywhere. So it's got like 26 to 33% salt, so it's most salt rich body of water in the world. It's also at 1,300 feet below sea level, so it's the lowest place on earth right now. What I love about the bodies of water in Israel is we can learn a lot of spiritual lessons on them. For example, Mount Hermon in the way north is snow-capped on top. It receives snowfall, and that snowfall melts into rain, which flows down and gives life to the land. Without Mount Hermon, they wouldn't have life in Israel. So as a Christian, we need to receive from God by grace, and that's what Mount Hermon teaches us. Then that water flows into the Jordan River and down to the Sea of Galilee. And the Sea of Galilee is a great example of the Christian life. That's where Jesus did much of his ministry. And what I like about the Sea of Galilee is it's got an inflow of water from Mount Hermon, and it's got an outflow. So it's got fresh water. You can fish there. It's healthy. It's a fresh lake, so you could drink it, I guess, if you want. But that's how a Christian life should be. You should have an inflow from God's grace, like Mount Hermon, and you should have an outflow of you're living out what you're taking in. And, of course, the Jordan River is a great example. That water comes all the way south through Israel, and it gives life to each side of the land. And as a Christian, the life of God should flow into us and his love and that grace, and that should flow out to the people around them. And so our life should be a benefit to others. The Dead Sea, though, has a negative example. In the Dead Sea, there is no outflow. The water from the Jordan River flows down. The problem is it doesn't go anywhere. This is the end of the line. It's too low to flow out to the Indian Ocean or down to Africa or down to Saudi Arabia. So there's no outflow happening. And I think in the Christian life a lot of times, when we have God's inflow coming in, we're studying the Bible, we're taking things in, but then we don't let that flow out in the way that we love others and serve others and share our faith. We get spiritually fat, we get spiritually dead, just like the Dead Sea. It's beautiful to look at, but it's not so great to drink. It would be very bad. Not so great for a lot of things. And so that's a lesson from the waters of Israel on the spiritual life. And I don't want to be the Dead Sea in that way. I want to have an inflow and an outflow like the Sea of Galilee. I want to receive God's grace like Mount Hermon. I want to flow out to either side of me to other people like the Jordan River. So I think that's a great lesson for us to remember. So my question to you is, have you received God's grace by salvation through Jesus Christ? Are you continually receiving that grace like Mount Hermon? Are you letting that inflow come into your life through Bible study, through prayer, through learning, through being in the church and receiving, and then letting that outflow in the way you serve and share faith with others? Like the Jordan River, are you giving life to others around you, sharing God's love and light with them? And are we going to not be like the Dead Sea and not have an outflow of the things that God's pouring into us? That's a lesson for all of us. This is Jordan in Israel at the Dead Sea.